Welcome back everyone to not a Let's Play episode of Ghostmaster. That will be for tomorrow. I actually wanted to spend this episode talking about a couple of the mods and editors and such that are available for Ghostmaster, and I'm just going to be playing a mission that's not going to have any effect on the Let's Play. Although, like I said, tomorrow, there will be one tomorrow, by the way. So, that will be... So I'll just be how that goes. It'll be delayed a little bit, but no big deal. So we'll play weird sounds. Why not? So yeah, they're in the past, I don't know, a good 5-10 years, and editors and stuff like that have come a long way. And you know, a lot of them are really good. I'd say all of them are really good. So the first one I guess we'll talk about is Rejected Ghost mod, which is by Wojtek on the Ghostmaster Pro boards. If you're a Ghostmaster fan and you've not gone to the Pro boards, definitely go check it out. Great people. I'm on there, and you'll find all kinds of discussions about Ghostmaster mods, technical support, stuff like that. And it's still active by a couple people, so you definitely want to check them out if you're into Ghostmaster. But yeah, so basically, Smokin' Joe, Soul Screech, Azrael, and let's see here. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Thorn, that's right. Thorn were originally ghosts that were cut from the game. And let's see, the story is that Smokin' Joe is part of a baseball field called Field of Nightmares. Soul Screech was a boss. Azrael, I think, was also a boss. And Thorn was part of the cut pirate ship level. So the thing is that this mod does two things. For one, it restores these ghosts back to normal, back to playable. Originally, how we'd have to put them into the game was by a thing called BSP swapping. The original files of Ghostmaster are known as BSP files, and basically by renaming files and moving around like the files for the unused ghosts and stuff like that, you could go ahead and put them back into the game. It was a little bit inconvenient because you had to sacrifice a couple ghosts and it wasn't totally complete. But now Wojtek has made this mod for us, and it puts a ghost back into the game. So, if you ask me, it's a very essential mod. I see no reason not to have it. It's great. I mean, they have their own spots in the ghoul room, they have their own powers, they have their own bios, all that kind of stuff and more about them. And are unlocked totally from the start. So, like I said, it's just, I mean, if you have Ghostmaster, why wouldn't you have more ghosts? I mean, so, and it's cool to see them back in their original form again. Another thing, too, about Wojtek's mod is that it includes the Rejected Ghost mod. Sorry, not Rejected, blah. The All Ghost mod. Now, Nemesis was a person on the forums, an administrator. He's not active on there very much anymore, but he created a mod where you can take any ghost to any scenario. So basically, here in Weird Seance, for example, I would not be able to have Moonscream or Rain Dancer with me. I'd only have the ghosts that were available and unlockable at the time, like Quaterclaws, Ghastly, Boo, stuff like that. That's basically how the whole thing would work. It worked off the basis of whatever ghost you unlocked at that time was available and usable, and this mod made it to where during revisits, during anything, as long as you had the ghost unlocked, you could bring it to any mission you wanted. And that is a huge plus in replayability. It's just, it's an essential thing. And the thing is, though, is that the original mod by Nemesis is still on the forums, but the thing is that before this became a part of Rejected Ghost mod, I had a lot of trouble getting it to work correctly. It's just, even though it's a good mod, sometimes the installer just wouldn't work right. I don't know if it's because of modern versions of Windows or what exactly. And that meant that every single time I wanted to install the game on a new computer or reinstall the game, it took easily an hour of working correctly. So you know, the rejected ghost mod is great for the fact that you get, you know, the 4 unused ghosts back into the game, but also because, you know, you get the all ghost mod and it installs seamlessly. So that's great. I love it. Let's see. The next mod I'm going to talk about, or actually, sorry, this is an editor, is a editor called, whatchamacallit? It's called the Ghostmaster Editor by ZZ Sweep. This one's not as well known in my opinion, but it's basically an editor, I've shown it before on the channel, where you can go ahead and, it's kind of difficult to explain, but you go ahead and it's running Windows, it's just a little Windows program, and you go into your save files, and your save files are located, it's something like this PC, you know, your username, save games, stuff like that. It's something like that. You can find it if you want, and you can change, like for example, Buck. You can change his feathers, you know, change them to murder and have them have hide and seek, you know, or you can do Moonscream, have her be, you know, water and have bonfire. I don't know, something like that. You can have a ghost with every feather, you know. You have a ghost that has any powers that you want. It also allows you to edit your plasma. So, you know, if you want to play the game with max out plasma, you can do that. So, if you ask me, that's also really great. Now we're going to go more into the topic of mods I don't know as much about, or ones I'm not nearly as certain about. Firstly, is Ghostmaster Halloween, which as far as I know, just is the base game with the bonus scenario installed. So, you know, that there, I mean, you know, I don't remember much about it. I remember I had it installed, but I'm pretty sure that it actually just has just has the bonus scenario. Now the bonus scenario, by the way, is another bonus that you can download for the game. Originally the game shipped and did not have the bonus scenario, and the bonus scenario basically is the developers, they ended the game on kind of a cliffhanger, and so they made a bonus scenario to go ahead and, you know, basically close off the game, and it's called Class of Spookum High. Now for some reason the mod only works in the UK version of Ghostmaster, and I have trouble getting the installer to work, although I'd have to look into it again. But I remember there's some kind of text file. There's some kind of text file in the game somewhere that if you change a word, like from it, like there's a phrase, and you open it up with Notepad, and if you change from like US, you rename it to English or something like that. I don't remember specifically, but it's on the forums. It tricks the game into thinking it's the UK version. You can install the mod, and there's zero reason for it to be a UK only thing. It works fine no matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what region, as far as I know. So that's another mod you can get. Again, it's bonus. I mean, why wouldn't you want that? So the last mod or editor I'm going to talk about is one that I'm not as familiar with. So this one is made by a person called Xavomel, or Xavomel, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but I believe it's called Ghostmaster Mini Editor. Now, this one, from what I can tell, is a lot more in depth. It's a little bit more technical, but it does do a lot of cool things. And I mean, there's so many things I could list. Some of the things I remember, you know, naming, or like I think he made a way for you to enable a free camera kind of mode for you to explore levels. You can edit a whole bunch of things. He made another thing recently about previously locked powers, going back and re-enabling them or something like that. I remember. The only reason I'm not familiar with that editor is because I, for one, have been pretty busy, and second off, when I did try and use it, I struggled with the interface. And that's really no offense to him at all. It's just I've not taken the time to learn the editor, and I just haven't had a super big interest to do so. It's probably one of those things I'll do, but I'm not, you know, it's just one of those things where it's not a terribly big priority. I think it's a cool editor. You know, I think it can do a lot of cool stuff, I haven't taken the time to look at it. But it is something you can download and you can mess around with, and these are all free, they're all good. Like I said, they're all what I would consider crucial mods to Ghostmaster. They're really the only mods I can think of right now, or editors and mods. But they're all very crucial if you ask me. You know, you're getting the ability to take every ghost anywhere you want. You're getting unused ghosts. You're getting the ability to edit your ghosts, edit the game. You know, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. Also, too, I think, I want to say too, there's a BSP viewer also by Wojtek, but I might be wrong about that. I thought I remember being something about that. So, the mods for Ghostmaster right now are really small, but it is something to where, you know, if you do want some bonus things, you should go and check those things out. And like I said, they're all free, they're all good stuff to use. And if you ask me, they're very crucial. Like I said, here's an example of the Rejected Ghost mod if you don't know about it already. But, you know, this is all custom. This is all made, you know, by Wojtek. He may have had help from other people. I'm not sure right offhand. But yeah, it's all custom stuff. And like I said, you know, they're all here. Or at least the 4 main cut ghosts are, and you're able to use them now. He's able to seamlessly integrate them back into the game, which is great. Here's Thorn down here. I mean, these all, you know, these all seem like something that you would get in the base game. Like, this does not seem, you know, like something you would see out of a mod, if it makes any sense. I mean, this all seems very seamless and professional. The only thing I'll say is that Soul Screech is up here, and there should be Bridget here if I had her unlocked. Weather Witch and Moonscream. So that's my only minor thing I would say, is that, you know, you probably could put Soul Screech over here, but even it's still a very minor thing. And it's still absolutely better than nothing. So, you know, that's really all I have to say for the mods of Ghostmaster and editors and such. It's all great. You should all check them out if you're into the game. You can't go wrong with any of them, honestly. Some of them you might have to take a little bit of time to learn them, but you know, otherwise that's really it. So before I leave too, I'm going to discuss real fast that I really want to be streaming right now, and I really want to stream every day, or almost every day. But right now, Comcast internet is being crappy, and streaming is very, very tough to do right now without, you know, the stream dropping out or any kind of issue like that. So they go through these phases like this where for a little while they'll be, you know, crappy and not really be worth anything, and eventually it'll clear up again. At least it should clear up again eventually. It's frustrating to do that. So if you don't see any streams, or if you see streams that end abruptly, you know, then that's probably it right there. So, because streaming evidently requires a very strong internet connection, you know, not an internet connection that drops out every half an hour. So, yeah, like I said, I wanted to make a playthrough video tonight, but I also wanted to do this. So I will be uploading a playthrough of a Let's Play episode of Ghostmaster tomorrow. And from there, the weekly schedule will continue as always, with, you know, Doom, Dark Watch, Spyro, all that other kind of thing following as normal. So, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you soon.